in the wild west, where the Rocky Mountains rise majestically amidst the vast wilderness, where the winds blow carrying the salty taste of dust and the musty smell of arid soil, there once existed bustling towns, glowing with yellow lights. These towns sprang up like mushrooms after rain when the gold and silver rush erupted, attracting throngs of dreamers, adventurers, criminals, and wandering souls. But then, like an ancient curse, each town quietly sank into oblivion, leaving only wandering ghosts in the darkness. There is a town called Black Hollow, located deep in the valley, where the sun only manages to shine for a few brief hours before being swallowed by the cliffs. Black Hollow was once a destination for notorious gold miners, where every night was a feast, and every morning brought a corpse lying by the roadside. It is rumored that beneath that barren soil there is not only gold, but also the blood and tears of those who died unjustly. On a moonless night, as the wind howled through the cracks of the decaying doors, a group of strangers entered the town. They were explorers, treasure hunters, and those who believed in the legend of the cursed gemstone. Upon arriving in Black Hollow, they immediately felt an eerie chill, even in the sweltering summer. The abandoned houses, shattered windows, and creaking wooden doors sounded like the moans of someone left behind. On the first night, the whole group camped in an old tavern, which had once been the center of all festivities. As the campfire was dying down, footsteps echoed on the rotting wooden floor. One person in the group woke up and saw a shadowy figure outside the window, but when they ran out, only footprints remained in the thick dust. They tried to reassure each other, believing it was just an illusion caused by fatigue. But in the nights that followed, everything became even more bizarre. Laughter echoed in the late night, the sound of glasses clinking, the distant sound of gunfire. Sometimes, one person in the group saw the silhouette of a girl in a red dress standing by the well, her long hair covering her face. The girl said nothing, only silently pointed towards the cemetery behind the old church. The next morning, they discovered that a member of the group had vanished without a trace, leaving only a trail of footprints leading to the cemetery. The cemetery in Black Hollow is the coldest place, with crooked tombstones and overgrown weeds obscuring the names of the deceased. The old townsfolk say that anyone who dies in this town cannot find peace. Their souls wander endlessly between two worlds, waiting for something unfulfilled. On some nights, people see flickering lights moving among the graves and hear whispers calling the names of the departed. One night, as dark clouds gathered to cover the sky, a sandstorm swept in, carrying the howls of trapped souls. The expedition team tried to leave the town, but the paths seemed to vanish in the thick fog. They ran past abandoned houses where windows would automatically open and then slam shut, the sound of sobbing echoing from dark corners. One person in the group saw a child, pale-faced, with deep black eyes, standing in the middle of the road, waving their hand. As they approached, the child disappeared, leaving only the sound of tinkling laughter resonating in the air. The next day, when the storm had passed, only 2 survivors remained. They found each other amidst the ruins, panicked and exhausted. They left Black Hollow, vowing never to return. But when they looked back, they saw shadowy figures silently standing by the windows, watching their every step as they departed. These were the souls unable to leave this place, forever trapped in the endless loop of the past. Not only Black Hollow, But throughout the Wild West, there are countless other ghost towns, each with its own chilling story. There is a town cursed by a Native American witch, where anyone who enters hears the mournful singing echoing from the deep forest. There is a town abandoned after a plague, where bodies were piled high, and their souls form a cold wind that blows through every bright moonlit night. It is said that on moonless nights, if one passes through these ghost towns, they can hear the sound of galloping hooves, gunshots, and music echoing from the decayed taverns. Sometimes a figure on a white horse appears amidst the mist, with eyes glowing like embers, silently observing the strangers who intrude upon the territory of the souls. Some say that these ghost towns are where the past and present intersect, where the boundary between life and death becomes fragile. The souls trapped there are not due to sin, but because of unfulfilled dreams, lingering grudges, and promises left unkept. They wait for someone brave enough to set them free, or simply to tell their story to the world, to let it know that they once existed, once loved, once hated, and once suffered to the very end. And so, amidst the Wild West, ghost towns quietly exist, like scars that never heal on the body of this land. Whenever night falls, the wind blows through, carrying the whispers of the past, reminding the living that there are places that should never be tread upon, and secrets that should forever remain unrevealed.